The package weighs almost nothing in Marie's coat pocket, but it might as well be made of lead. She stands at the corner of Rue de Rivoli and Rue du Louvre, one hand clutching her worn leather handbag, the other pressed against the folded papers hidden in the lining of her winter coat. Across the street, 2 Wehrmacht soldiers smoke cigarettes outside the requisitioned Hotel Muris. Their rifles hang loose on shoulder straps. They look bored. That means nothing. Boredom can transform into violence in seconds. Marie is 32 years old. She has lived in Paris her entire life. She has never been more than 50 kilometers from this city. She types 80 words per minute. She speaks passable German. She has mousy brown hair that she pins back every morning. She wears the same blue dress 3 days each week because it is the only one without patches. None of these facts matter now. What matters is the package. What matters is the checkpoint ahead. What matters is whether the soldiers will wave her through or demand to see inside her coat. It is 4:37 in the afternoon, January 23rd, 1945. In 23 minutes, curfew begins. In 23 minutes, anyone on the streets without proper authorization faces arrest. Arrest means interrogation. Interrogation means the cellars beneath Gestapo headquarters on Avenue Foch. The package contains 3 sheets of onion skin paper covered in names and addresses, resistance network members, safe houses, drop points for weapons shipments from England. If the Germans find it, Marie will not see tomorrow's sunrise. She takes a breath. The winter air tastes of coal smoke and fear. She begins to walk. The alarm clock does not ring because there is no alarm clock anymore. Marie sold it 6 months ago for 200 grams of butter. She wakes instead to the sound of boots on cobblestones, the German patrol that passes beneath her window every morning at exactly 5:45. Her room is cold. Paris in January 1945 is always cold. The coal ration provides heat for 2 hours per day. Marie saves those hours for evening, when the chill seeps deepest into her bones. She rises in darkness, dresses in darkness. The electricity ration does not begin until 7 o'clock. She knows her small apartment by touch, now the chipped basin for washing, the single chair with the wobbly leg, the table that holds her week's ration of bread. Bread. The word itself seems like mockery. The loaf on her table weighs 300 grams. It is gray. It contains sawdust and chestnuts, mixed with what might charitably be called flour. This is the weekly ration for a single adult woman classified as a non-essential worker. Marie eats 1 slice. She allows herself no butter, no jam. She hoards those luxuries for the end of the week when hunger becomes unbearable. The bread tastes like cardboard. She chews slowly, making it last, making her body believe it is receiving nourishment. The water from the tap runs brown for 30 seconds before clearing. She drinks it anyway. There is no coffee. There has been no real coffee for 3 years. The ersatz substitute roasted barley and chicory ran out 2 weeks ago. 6:15 in the morning, time to prepare her papers. Marie spreads them on the table. Her identity card, issued by the Prefecture of Police in 1943, her work permit, stamped by the German administrative offices, her ration card with its carefully tracked coupons, her Ausweis, the special pass that allows her to move between the 8th and 1st arrondissements. She checks each document. The identity card lists her as Marie Dubois, born April 7th, 1913, in Paris. This is true. It lists her profession as typist. This is true. It does not list her maiden name, Goldstein. This is a lie that keeps her alive. The forged papers cost her every piece of jewelry she owned, her grandmother's wedding ring, her mother's pearl necklace, the small diamond earrings her father gave her for her 20th birthday. She never knew her parents' fate. The roundup happened in July 1942. She was at work. She came home to find their apartment emptied, the door sealed with Gestapo stamps. Neighbors would not meet her eyes. Marie folds the papers carefully, places them in her handbag in the correct order. During checkpoints, fumbling for documents draws attention. Attention means scrutiny. Scrutiny means questions. 6:45, time to leave. She wraps her scarf, thin wool, faded blue twice around her neck, buttons her coat. The coat is 4 years old. The left sleeve shows careful mending where a seam split last winter. She pulls on gloves with holes at 3 fingertips. Her reflection in the cracked mirror shows a woman who looks 40. Fatigue does this. Fear does this. Living each day as someone you are not does this. She locks her door. The hallway smells of boiled cabbage and unwashed bodies. Everyone in the building is hungry. Everyone conserves water. These are the smells of occupation. On the 3rd floor, Madame Renaud's door opens a crack. Old eyes peer out. Marie nods. The door closes. This is how neighbors communicate now, in silence, in caution, in the unspoken acknowledgement that everyone carries secrets. The street is not yet fully light. January sunrise does not come until nearly 8 o'clock. Marie walks quickly, her breath forming clouds in the frigid air. Rue Saint-Honoré stretches before her. She has walked this route for 2 years. She knows every checkpoint, every patrol pattern, every German sentry post. The first checkpoint appears at the corner of Rue Cambon. 2 Wehrmacht soldiers stand beside a wooden barrier. They look young, 18, maybe 19. One has acne across his cheeks. The other shivers despite his heavy greatcoat. Marie slows her pace. Not too slow, nervousness draws attention. Not too fast, haste suggests guilt. She approaches with her papers already in hand. Osweiz, the soldier with acne, says. His French carries a thick Bavarian accent. Marie hands over her documents. Does not speak unless spoken to. Does not make eye contact unless required. These are the unwritten rules of survival. The soldier examines her work permit, squints at the photograph, looks at her face. Back to the photograph. Marie keeps her expression neutral, pleasant but not friendly, compliant but not servile. He waves her through. She walks, does not hurry, does not show relief. 20 meters past the checkpoint, her hands finally stop shaking. The city around her wears occupation like a scar. German signs hang everywhere. Kommandantur, Verboten, Achtung, swastika flags drape from requisitioned buildings. The Hotel Ritz houses German officers. The Hotel Crillon serves as Kriegsmarine headquarters. The Luxembourg Palace holds the Luftwaffe command. Advertisements still paper the Morris columns, but they are different now. Recruitment posters for the Légion des Volontaires Français contre le Bolchevisme. Warnings about espionage. Notices of executions. Marie passes a fresh notice. 8 names. Resistance executed by firing squad 2 days ago. Their crime, sabotaging railway lines. Their ages range from 19 to 53. She does not stop to read. Stopping suggests interest. Interest suggests sympathy. Sympathy suggests resistance. A tram rattles past, packed with workers. The trams still run on limited schedules. Marie cannot afford the fare. Walking saves 6 francs daily. 6 francs buys 2 carrots at the black market. She turns onto Rue de la Paix. The jewelry shops are empty now. Their windows display nothing. Some are boarded. Others simply stare blank-eyed at the street. A German staff car passes, black and gleaming. Marie steps aside. German vehicles have right-of-way, always. Another checkpoint at Place Vendôme. Different soldiers, same ritual, papers, inspection, wave through. The Hotel de Valmy appears ahead, a 6-story building of grey stone, elegant even in occupation. Before the war, it housed insurance offices. Now, the top 3 floors belong to the Wehrmacht administrative staff. The lower 3 floors contain French workers like Marie, performing the mundane clerical tasks that keep occupation functioning. She is complicit. She knows this. Every document she types, every file she organizes, every German officer whose schedule she manages, all of it serves the machine that killed her parents. But refusal means death, and Marie is not ready to die. Not yet. She enters through the side door. The main entrance is reserved for German personnel. The typing pool occupies a large room on the 2nd floor. 20 desks arranged in rows, 20 typewriters, German models, Olympia and Continental, 20 French women who arrive before 8 and leave after 5. Marie's desk sits near the window. This is a privilege earned through competence. She types faster than anyone else, makes fewer errors, speaks German well enough to take dictation. She removes her coat, hangs it carefully on the hook behind her desk, the coat with the hidden pocket, the pocket that will later hold the package. Françoise arrives next, breathing hard from the stairs. She is 26, blonde, pretty in a way that draws dangerous attention. She works 3 desks away. Cold this morning, Françoise says, rubbing her hands. Always cold, Marie replies. This is the extent of safe conversation. They do not discuss the war. They do not discuss the Germans. They do not discuss anything that matters. By 8 o'clock, all 20 desks are filled. Madame Berthier, the French supervisor, distributes the day's assignments. She is 50, gray-haired, and collaborates with enthusiasm. She wears lipstick obtained from German soldiers. Everyone knows this. No one speaks of it. Dubois, Madame Berthier says, dropping a folder on Marie's desk. Priority correspondence for Hauptmann Richter. He needs it by noon. Marie opens the folder. 12 letters requiring transcription from handwritten German into typed French and German copies. Standard administrative correspondence, requests for supplies, personnel transfers. Nothing classified. She rolls paper into her typewriter, begins. Her fingers move automatically. She has typed so many documents that her hands know the keyboard better than her conscious mind. This leaves room for her thoughts to drift. Dangerous. Thoughts are dangerous. At 9:30, boots echo in the hallway. Heavy, official. The typing stops. Every woman in the room tenses. The door opens. Sturmbannführer Klaus Weber enters. Weber is Gestapo. Everyone knows. His office occupies the 4th floor. He oversees internal security for the administrative district. He is 42 years old, lean, with wire-rimmed glasses that make him look like a schoolteacher. He has personally conducted interrogations that ended in screaming. "Good morning, ladies," he says in perfect French. His smile shows teeth. "Continue your work. I am merely observing." He walks between the desks slowly, stops behind Françoise, leans over her shoulder to read what she types. She goes rigid. "Excellent work, Mademoiselle Mercier," Weber says. "Such dedication to accuracy." He moves on, stops at Marie's desk. She continues typing. does not pause, does not acknowledge his presence until he speaks. Fräulein Dubois, he says, switching to German. Your efficiency is noted. Thank you, Sturmbannführer, Marie replies in German, keeps her eyes on the page. You speak German well. Where did you learn? School, Sturmbannführer, and necessity. He laughs. It sounds genuine. This makes it more frightening. Necessity. Yes. We all learn what necessity demands. He picks up the folder from her desk, examines it, sets it down. His fingers brush the edge of her typewriter. Tell me, Fräulein Dubois, are you happy in your work? The question is a trap. Every question from the Gestapo is a trap. I am grateful for employment, Sturmbannführer, Marie says. Grateful. A good answer. He pauses. You have family in Paris? No, Sturmbannführer. I am alone. Alone. How unfortunate. Another pause. You must be careful then. Alone women are vulnerable in these times. There are dangerous elements, terrorists, saboteurs, Jews hiding false identities. Marie's heart pounds so hard she fears he can hear it. I am always careful, Sturmbannführer, she says. Good. Caution keeps one safe. He straightens. Continue your excellent work. He leaves. The door closes. The room exhales collectively. Marie's hands shake. She places them flat on her desk until the trembling stops. At 11:45, a young French courier appears. He is perhaps 17, thin, with dark circles under his eyes. He carries a leather satchel. Delivery for Mademoiselle Dubois, he says. Marie's blood turns cold. She receives no deliveries, ever. Madame Berthier waves impatiently. Well, take it. The courier hands Marie a small wrapped package. Brown paper, string, her name written in neat script. Sign here, he says, offering a clipboard. Marie signs. Her handwriting looks almost normal. The courier leaves. Françoise glances over. Birthday gift? She whispers. Perhaps, Marie says. She does not open the package, places it in her desk drawer. Her mind races. Who sent this? How do they know she works here? What is inside? The answers arrive during lunch break. Marie does not go to the canteen. Instead, she climbs to the third-floor washroom, locks herself in a stall, opens the package with trembling fingers. Inside, 3 sheets of onion skin paper covered in typed names and addresses, a brief handwritten note. Deliver to Café de Flore by 6 p.m. Ask for Jean-Luc. Password, the chestnuts are falling early this year. No signature. No explanation. No option to refuse. Marie's stomach churns. This is resistance work. High-level resistance work. The kind that gets people shot. She flushes the note down the toilet, memorizes the password, folds the onion skin papers into a tiny square, tucks them into the hidden pocket of her coat. Her reflection in the washroom mirror shows a woman on the edge of panic. She splashes cold water on her face, breathes slowly, counts to 10. She did not ask for this, did not volunteer. Someone made this decision for her. Why her? How did they know she would comply? The answer is simple and terrible. Because she has no choice. Because refusing means the resistance learns her real name, learns she is Jewish, learns she has survived this long on forged papers. They own her now. She returns to her desk, eats her lunch, a slice of bread, a small piece of cheese obtained with 3 weeks of saved ration coupons. The food tastes like ash. Françoise sits nearby, eating an apple. A whole apple. Real fruit. Where did she obtain real fruit in January? Are you well? Françoise asks. You look pale. Fine, Marie says. Just tired. We are all tired. Françoise lowers her voice. Did you hear about the arrests last night? Gestapo raided an apartment in the Marais, found 15 people hiding. Marie's throat constricts. What happened to them? Drancy, then east. Françoise's expression is carefully neutral. They say the trains run daily now. Drancy, the internment camp northeast of Paris, the last stop before deportation to the camps in Poland, the camps where people enter and do not leave. Marie cannot speak, cannot breathe. Eat your lunch, Françoise says quietly. You will need your strength. The afternoon stretches endless. Marie types mechanically. Her mind calculates routes to the Café de Flore, calculates checkpoint locations, calculates the risk of carrying resistance documents through occupied Paris during the final hour before curfew. At 4:30, Madame Berthier dismisses them. Tomorrow at 8 sharp, she says. Hauptmann Richter expects the weekly reports completed by Wednesday. Marie gathers her things. The coat feels heavy with its hidden burden. She descends the stairs, passes the German soldiers guarding the main entrance. They do not glance at her. She is invisible, just another French typist going home. The winter twilight has already deepened. Street lamps flicker on those that still function. Many remain dark to conserve electricity. Marie walks quickly. The Café de Flore sits in Saint-Germain-des-Prés, across the river. 20 minutes under normal circumstances. Longer with checkpoints, she has 47 minutes until curfew. The checkpoint at Pont Royal stops her. 3 soldiers this time, 1 sergeant, 2 privates. They look alert. That is bad. Alert soldiers follow protocols. Papers, the sergeant barks. Marie hands them over. The sergeant examines each document slowly, too slowly. What is your business on the left bank? He asks. Visiting a friend, Marie says. I will return before curfew. Name of this friend? Marie's mind blanks. She should have prepared a cover story, should have anticipated this question. Marguerite Blanc, she says. The name comes from nowhere, or perhaps from memory. Was there a Marguerite Blanc in her school years ago? Address? Rue du Fort, number 27. The sergeant makes a note, hands back her papers. Curfew is 6 o'clock, no exceptions. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. She crosses the bridge, does not look back, does not hurry. The Latin Quarter feels different from the right bank, darker, more oppressive. German patrols are lighter here, but Gestapo presence is stronger. They hunt intellectuals, communists, resistance in these narrow streets. Marie turns onto Boulevard Saint-Germain. The Café de Flore appears ahead, windows darkened by blackout curtains, but a faint glow suggests it remains open. A German staff car pulls to the curb 30 meters ahead. 2 SS officers emerge. They enter a building, Gestapo office. Marie knows the location and disappear inside. She waits, counts to 60. The street remains clear. She enters the café. Inside, perhaps a dozen patrons sit at small tables. Cigarette smoke hangs thick in the air. A few German soldiers occupy one corner, drinking schnapps and laughing. The rest are French civilians, intellectuals, black marketeers, those who can still afford café prices. The man behind the counter is middle-aged, balding, with a stained apron. He looks at Marie with careful neutrality. Coffee, Marie says. Her voice does not shake. We have only ersatz, he says. That is acceptable. He pours a cup of brown liquid that smells nothing like coffee, sets it before her. 2 francs. Marie pays. Sits at a corner table. Sips the bitter drink. waits. Minutes pass. 5, 10, 15. At 5:32, a man slides into the chair across from her. He is perhaps 40, with graying hair and a worn jacket. His hands are calloused manual laborer, Marie thinks, or someone pretending to be. The weather is cold this year, he says. Marie's pulse spikes. Is this the contact? The password does not match. Yes, she says carefully. Very cold? I am waiting for my brother, Jean-Luc, the man continues. He is always late. Jean-Luc. The name from the note. Marie takes a breath, speaks the password. The chestnuts are falling early this year. The man's expression does not change. Indeed, earlier than expected. He stands, walks toward the washroom at the rear of the cafe. After 10 seconds, Marie follows. The washroom is cramped, filthy, stinking of urine and disinfectant. The man waits beside the sink. Do you have it? He asks. Marie reaches into her coat, removes the folded onion skin papers, hands them over. The man glances at them briefly, tucks them inside his jacket. You have done well. There may be more. No, Marie whispers. I did not volunteer for this. I want no part of it. None of us volunteer, the man says. But the work must be done. We will contact you. He leaves through the rear door, an exit Marie did not know existed. She stands alone in the reeking washroom. Her hands shake violently now. She bends over the sink, afraid she will vomit. She did it. She carried classified resistance documents through occupied Paris. She delivered them successfully. She is a spy now, a terrorist in German eyes. If caught, she will not face a clean firing squad. She will face interrogation, torture, death measured in hours or days. She splashes water on her face, steadies herself, returns to the cafe. The clock above the bar shows 5:48, 12 minutes until curfew. Not enough time to cross back to the right bank safely. She will need to stay on this side of the river tonight, find shelter, risk sleeping in metro tunnels with the homeless and desperate, or risk curfew violation and hope the patrols miss her. She chooses to run. Marie exits the cafe at 5:51, 9 minutes to curfew. The streets are emptying rapidly. Shop shutters slam closed. People hurry homeward. She walks fast but does not run. Running draws attention. She crosses Boulevard Saint-Germain, heading north toward the river. A patrol appears at Rue de Seine. 4 soldiers. One raises a hand. Halt, Osweis. Marie stops, produces her papers. The soldier examines them under a flashlight. You are far from home, he says. Curfew begins in 7 minutes. I am going there now, Marie says. I lost track of time. You cannot cross the river before curfew. You must find shelter here. Please. I live near Place de la Concorde. I can reach it if I hurry. The soldier shakes his head. Impossible. Find shelter or face arrest. He returns her papers, waves her away. The patrol moves on. Marie stands in the darkening street. She has perhaps 6 minutes of freedom remaining. She runs. Rue Bonaparte, Rue des Saints-Pères. The bridge ahead, Pont des Arts, blocked, barricaded for the night. She turns east, tries Pont Neuf, also blocked. The clock in her mind counts down. 4 minutes, 3. She knows only one option now. The metro tunnels. They do not close for curfew, because Parisians live in them, those with nowhere else to go, those bombed from their homes, those hiding from deportation. The entrance to Odeon station gapes before her. She descends into darkness. The tunnel reeks of unwashed humanity and sewage. Oil lamps flicker in alcoves. People huddle in blankets and newspapers. Families, lone men, children with hollow eyes. Marie finds a spot against the wall, sits, draws her coat tight. A woman nearby holds an infant. The child whimpers with hunger. The woman's face is gaunt, empty. How old? Marie asks softly. 4 months, the woman whispers. I have no milk, the rations. Marie reaches into her bag, finds the last piece of bread she saved for tomorrow, hands it to the woman. For you, Marie says. Feed yourself. The milk will come. The woman stares at the bread as if it were gold. Tears run down her cheeks. Bless you. Marie leans back against the cold tile. Above, on the streets, German patrols hunt curfew violators. Down here, Paris's dispossessed survive another night. She thinks about the package she delivered, the names and addresses, resistance fighters who risk everything. Are they braver than her, or simply more willing to die? She does not sleep, cannot sleep. The tunnel fills with coughs and whispers and the crying of children. At 6 o'clock the next morning, the metro begins operating. Marie emerges into grey dawn. Her body aches. Her dress is filthy. She reeks of the tunnel. She walks home slowly. The morning checkpoints are lighter, the soldiers sleepy, less vigilant. Her apartment welcomes her with cold silence. She washes as best she can with rationed water, changes clothes, eats nothing because there is nothing to eat. She gave her bread to the woman in the tunnel. She will go to work. She will type German correspondence. She will pretend yesterday did not happen, but it did happen, and they will contact her again. The man said so. She is part of it now, part of the secret war, part of the resistance. She never chose this, but choice is a luxury, like coffee, like heat, like safety. Marie arrives at the Hotel de Valmy at 7:53, early. She is always early now. Early means time to compose herself before facing Madame Berthier's scrutiny. The typing pool fills slowly. Françoise arrives, looking exhausted. She says nothing, sits at her desk, stares at her typewriter. At 8:15, the door opens. Sturmbannführer Weber enters. The room freezes. Good morning, ladies, he says pleasantly. I require Mademoiselle Mercier to accompany me. A few questions about a clerical matter. Françoise goes white. She stands slowly, as if moving through water. Your coat, mademoiselle, Weber says. It may take some time. Françoise retrieves her coat with shaking hands, follows Weber from the room. The door closes. No one speaks. No one looks at anyone else. Marie's hands hover above her typewriter keys. She cannot type, cannot think. Françoise does not return that day, or the next, or ever. Marie learns later through whispers, through rumors, that Françoise was arrested for black market activities, for accepting gifts from German soldiers in exchange for information, for collaboration, or perhaps for resistance. Perhaps the lipstick and apples were cover. Perhaps she too carried packages through occupied Paris. Marie will never know. Françoise disappears into the system. Drancy, probably. Then east. The typing pool receives a new girl within a week. Younger, quieter. She takes Françoise's desk, and no one speaks of what happened. February arrives. The Allies advance from the west, the Russians advance from the east. Berlin burns under British and American bombs. The war enters its final act. Paris waits, hungry, cold, enduring. Marie continues her double life. By day, she types German correspondence with steady fingers. By night, She carries messages, delivers packages, commits small acts of sabotage disguised as incompetence. She learns the vocabulary of resistance, dead drops, safe houses, codes hidden in laundry hanging from windows. She learns to recognize other members by subtle signals, a newspaper folded a certain way, a specific phrase about the weather. She learns that courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to act despite it. She learns that ordinary people can do extraordinary things when extraordinary times demand it. On the night of August 24th, 1945, Marie hears church bells ringing across Paris, not for curfew, not for alarms, for liberation. The German garrison surrenders. General Leclerc's Free French forces enter the city. American troops follow. Parisians flood into the streets, weeping, laughing, embracing strangers. Marie stands at her window watching the celebration. She does not join it. She thinks of Françoise, of her parents, of the woman in the metro tunnel, of all the people who did not survive to see this day. She thinks of the choices she made, the documents she typed, the packages she carried, the secrets she kept. She is complicit, and she is resistant. She is victim, and she is survivor. She is all of these things at once, inseparable, permanent. Paris is free. Marie Dubois, born Marie Goldstein, is alive, but she will never be free of what she did to survive, will never forget what survival cost. The church bells continue ringing. Outside, the city celebrates. Marie closes her window, locks her door, sits at her small table in her small room. Tomorrow, she will rejoin the living. Tomorrow, she will help rebuild what was destroyed. Tonight, she mourns. The war is over. The haunting has just begun.